Thank you to the Rosh Hashiva, thank you to Rabbi Brownstein, and thank you to everybody here sitting so patiently. We're going to get right to what you came for. This is a gym. And up there's something called a flex. Now, a flex, in the language that we speak, is when you show off, you flex. Right now, we're going to have a mass flex. And I want to introduce every guy that's graduating, every graduate. There's not time. We would be here till the wee hours of the morning. If there was a speech about each guy, we would be here all night. Many of us are actually fans of doing that, but there are people traveling long distances, planes to catch. So I'm not speaking about each guy. I want to give a drip. One, it could be the slightest point. If you'll notice sports in there a lot, that's my own sickness, that I like sports so much. But just to give one detail, something about each graduate to show off. So I'm going to call upon the 12th graders and call them up. There's no grades in the yeshiva. If you have kashas, 13th, 12th, 11th, we're very bad at math. There have been 8 Torah that are steiging. So I would like to start. The first name I would like to call up is one of the leaders of the whole yeshiva. He's somebody, right? Brownstein spoke about the parents, incredible parents. When I met this bacher's parents, his mother is a person I was intimidated. Her greatness. She was a mevakesh, and she passed away. We had the yard site recently in the yeshiva. One of the most incredible people I ever met in my life. She was somebody whose tefillah was incredible, her midas, and her son is an embodiment of everything that was precious to her. He's really one of the greats here. I love him. Me and my family have a shaykhs to him, and my son is best friends and roommates with him. Really one of the greats, the midas, the passion for Yiddishkeit. He's a close Talmud of Rai Farkas. You need not say more. If you'll please come up, J.D. Horowitz, please come up. I would ask him to rap for you, but we want to keep going forward, maybe a different time. But continuing on, you talk about a flex. The other week was Rabbi Kaf's, his share flex. There were multiple siyumim. There was a beautiful Shabbos. This bacher is extremely intelligent, well-spoken, articulate. He spoke over Shabbos. Rabbi Kaf's share came back glowing. I was not zeicha to be at the speech, but I am zeicha to witness this bacher, articulate and smart. David Tzvi Dasco, please come up. It's interesting, early in the yeshiva, so there used to be a chant at Siyumim. It's basically retired, though the guys dusted it off at a recent Siyum. But we're a place, we hug, we're strange. And we're into connection. And we see each other and we hug. And once in a while, a wonderful father would come to the Siyum, beautiful person. But if the guys detected that he had any issue with hugging, so they would give a chant, give him a hug. And the guys would insist, and the father would come up and give a hug. Today, it's not relevant. You don't say, give him a hug to Dan Kalish. I'm waiting for, it became, the fathers come, they're hugging their kids way before. The guys succeeded. It's a warmer world. And they've created that. They dusted it off at a recent Siyum way too many times. But I want to say that there's a guy here in the Shir that's warm beyond, one of the warmest guys we've ever had in the yeshiva. When he hugs, you feel it. He's so passionate, energetic. One of the really warm guys, one of the heart and soul of the Chabura, Morty Yuden, please come up. They're all different beautiful spots on this campus, and each shir has its own vibe, its own beauty, all the different shiurim. In the Beis Medrash in the middle, it makes sense it's in the middle, for everything revolves around Rabbi Brownstein, is Rabbi Brownstein shir, and there's a personality to the shir. At every siyum, you can observe the ones helping the most. By a long shot of Rabbi Brownstein shir, it makes you wonder where they got that from. The ones setting up, cleaning up, doing for the yeshiva. This next bacher, a Talmud of Rabbi Brownstein, is somebody whose kindness. My picture of him, I'm a visual guy, he's giving a ride to someone, worried about somebody else, there for the next person. Natan Rappaport, please come up. It's a little difficult this season to admit this, but I'm a Met fan. Now, I said that in the mic. I should say it again. I am a Met fan. And if you're a Met fan in life, in sports, it's not that important in life to stand up to the underdog. You're imitating God. Leiv nishbar v'nitke lekim leisivze. Hashem stands up for the underdog. This next bacher is somebody who's been in yeshiva, and I watch guys in the dorm, new guys who are new here, who are less known. This bacher makes it a point to get to know the new guys. I've watched him reach out in the dorms in places others don't see. He's one of the out-of-towners. We spoke about the chesed of inviting over out-of-towners. He's one of the out-of-towners. I'm so proud and impressed of his growth. Be'ezer Hashem is going on to learn in Eretz Yisrael, but we have tremendous nachas. Aaron Fuchs, please come up. In the world of secular schools, energy is a problem. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do with this kid? He's energetic. It's the only place on planet Earth that worries about energy. Secular schools need help. They're wonderful people and wonderful places. But they need help because the rest of the world survives on energy. Chayus, energy, passion, fire, flame. That's how the world runs. The biggest question in the world is chayus. In Rochni is chayus, energy. This next bacher is brilliant, intelligent. He's part of a whole group. They're a group of very smart, but what's unique and stands out, his chayus, passionate about things. I want to call up Moshe Juni. Please come up. There is incredible talent in yeshiva. There are 3 guys I can call up. It may be later we'll do it. If it gets tiring for you, we'll watch people dunk in a few minutes. But there's incredible talent in the shir in all capacities, music, sports, tremendous skills in this shir, in this yeshiva. And every skill is relevant. A skill is not a side point. In a secular school, there's school, and side talents are cute. At night, it's a side. In a yeshiva, every capacity is relevant in the Beis Medrash. It's relevant in the service of Hashem. This next bacher is a photographer, is somebody who's extremely bright, is loyal, is a tremendous friend. He's somebody I'm zeicha to live near him and be close to his parents. His relationship to his dad is one to watch them together. Him and his father online in Joro's Canteen is a beautiful visual of the year. Doobie Green, please come up. I'm going to move on. I'm going to go and pick up the pace. Rai Brownstein informed me at this pace we will end at 2:35. So we're going to pick it up. The next bacher I'm going to call up, his intelligence is extreme. It's a smart chevra. But I want to speak about his heart. It is true, chitzonius mareres apnimius. It is true the outer arouses the inner. But do we perhaps sometimes forget that Rahmana Libabai, that the Iker is the inner? This is a place of pnimius, of inner. Of course, the outer, of course, tools of external to get to the internal. But always remember that the Iker is the pnimius. I'm going to ask this next bacher to come up and play us the latest song. It could be many, many choices. Please come up, Bensi Newman. Please come up. He's singing.
I'm right. don't ever want you to go. I don't know it's just right. Oh, I found a place I've called home. And whenever I'm in doubt, I know you're always looking out. So every time I look up, I remember who's looking down. And you say I'm right here, and I'm never leaving. I'm never leaving. No, when you say I'm right here, and I'm never leaving. I'm never leaving. Stay by my side. I don't ever want you to go.
We're zeichet to have in yeshiva many b'nai Torah that are drawn to the honesty, to the sincerity. We have a whole group of older guys that are here, that are big brothers. The term dorm counselor would be just the wrong picture. One of these b'nai Torah that's impacting is somebody, Daniel Tesler, who we're zeichet to have in yeshiva. This next bacher, besides having a gorgeous voice and even a sweeter person, one of the pictures of the year, his Seder with Daniel Tesler is one of the pictures of the year. As well, we're zeichet to have a VE program in the afternoon, and he's one of the powers, that one of the real brains and effort behind the program. He's somebody, a very important member of our Chabura, Chaim Zeidel. Please come up. There's a whole, besides all the shiurim in the Beis Medrash, there is another room full of shiurim, Rabbi Wisnicki and Rabbi Silverman share. This next bacher, this next brilliant bacher, is somebody who has worked through tremendous things. He is articulate, smart. The impressive part that he found Rabbi Wisnicki share, many guys come for the year, they look in the more populated 12th grade shiurim, but we're not very into the numbers of grades. This bacher came to yeshiva and found Rabbi Wisnicki shir and has grown tremendously. A loyal friend, a smart bacher, very worked out. Yechiel Carroll, please come up. I love when people break stereotypes. We've had guys in yeshiva, you look at him, he looks small, and the guy is like a tiger, he's a workout expert. This bacher, everybody knows him as a cool guy. His depth, tremendously deep person, sophisticated, understanding, worked out, one of the pillars of the Beis Medrash, Chaim Rosenberg. Please come up. We've just gone through a couple of weeks of Siyumim, and this Bacher Siyum, besides what his mother brought for the Siyum, that was incredible, the amount that she made for the Siyum, this is a Bacher who's idealistic, who stands up for what's true and what's right. He's grown worlds. One of the mainstays of Raikaf's share, Shlomo Abramson. Please come up. This is a world of friendship, of Yedidus. If anybody wants to have a conversation, you want to schmooze with somebody who's a connector, who's sweet, who's always loyal, who's always there to be mechazik. He's one of the kindest guys in yeshiva. Of course, he's in Rai Brownstein Shir. I have to mention also that he did scamper home with the winning run in the baseball league and the softball league, but that's my craziness that I even mention that now. But his kindness, I want to call up Shmuel Brescher. Please come up. One of the great scenes of the yeshiva are the Zmiros on Shabbos. This Bacher always comes to the front, giving his harmonies, blending his beautiful voice to the Zmiros of Shabbos. His opinions are powerful, his opinions are thought out, but he makes room for the next person's opinions as well. One of the truly close Talmidim of Rabbi Wasnicki, Chaim Greengart, please come up. This award, there was a lot of questions where the graduation would take place. This guy I won't call up till the Chevra gives a very strong "we are ready." I won't bother calling this guy up. I asked for this next Bacher, his growth is outstanding, and in all areas, Torah, Tefillah, anything, you name it, but specifically sportsmanship. He's somebody who's an incredible athlete, and you watched as he steigt, his midas on the court, phenomenal. And it's a pride. I like watching sports already, but to watch him play, ferocious and sweet. Not a complaint. The midas and the steiging in midas is something that's superhuman. The respect that he has from us all for his journey. Avi Block, please come up. The yeshiva stands. This is a bastion of respect, of kavod. This is a place where honor, dignity, respect to the next yid, respect to Hashem, respect to Torah. This is a bastion of respect. This next Bacher it's from earlier generations he's tapped into. When I speak to him, the respect to a Rebbe, the respect to prayer, the respect to Ruchnius in general, is something that's awesome to see in him. Please come up. Avi Ben Moshe, please come up. One of the great scenes of the year, if we would paint the picture of the year, one of the great scenes of the year is this Bacher sitting next to his father, many a day at Shiurim. To watch them together is awesome. This Bacher's artistic, he's deep, he's gained tremendously from the yeshiva, but I'm going to ask him to come up with his dad. It's the only way that makes sense. Elio Werntail, please come up with the father. I want you to capture this picture. Good. Every day at Musservad, every single day, there's a guy who sits 2 rows, usually about 2 rows directly in sight. He is a guy, he's one of the hungriest people in the room. You can watch him listen to Torah, listen to Chachma. He's drinking, he's eating, he's just embodying, it's coming into him. He's soaking up words of Torah, words of Ruchnius. I have seen him by other shiurim in the yeshiva, soaking up Torah, absorbing a truly sophisticated Ben Torah. Doobie Rosenstop, please come up. The next bacher I'm going to ask to come up and speak. You've heard me for way too long. If I ask the guys, there's something called the Rosh HaMedabrim. At every single event in Yeshiva, this next bacher speaks every Sudas Preda, every Seyum, every birthday party. He's the Rosh HaMedabrim. He nails it every time. He's brilliant. He's articulate. He nails it. His growth, his parents, incredible people who are part of the yeshiva. If he wasn't speaking, I would tell them to come up with him, but he's going to stay up to speak. But this bacher's growth and his journey with his mom's incredible journey, with his stepdad's journey, with his father's journey, the whole journey, incredible people who are just really important people in the yeshiva. Please come up, Misholom Harav.
Start by thanking everybody for coming, whether you came from close, from far, Sam's not working, or if you're a parent, sibling, relative, or just some guy who came to try to speak to our Kalish. I really want to thank you all for coming to celebrate together with us. Really, if it weren't for everybody here, this wouldn't be possible. Everybody has impacted all of us, and it really means a lot to us, so thank you. Now, I have a theory, or really more of a belief, that if you were to ask people that really know Waterbury what the main meter of a Waterbury guy is, or one of the meters that makes him so special, one of the most common answers would probably be honesty, or very similar to honesty, but it would all come down to honesty. And now there are different ways you could be honest. You can be honest by saying white lies, for example. Somebody has a pillow and you take their pillow and you hide it in a cubby, and then the person comes and asks you if you have their pillow, and you say, no, I don't have your pillow, because really you don't have their pillow. The shelf technically has it right now, but that we would call that person a white liar because he's ignoring the real question being asked. The question is do you have my pillow right now? The question is, I lost my pillow. Can you help me? I would really appreciate it. It would mean a lot. And you're deciding to nitpick on his words and just say, no, I don't have your pillow, the shelf has it. So I think we would all agree that person is not an honest person. Now, how most of us would probably describe an honest person, and also how Google describes an honest person, is somebody who is willing to tell the truth, even if it means admitting that they did something wrong. So that's nice and all, but I want to say that the honesty that guys get from Waterbury it's much more than just telling the truth, even when you're wrong. It's a deep respect for the truth, and it's even more so. It's a want, an overwhelming just want to know the truth and find it, no matter where it is and no matter who it comes from, whether it's from the darkest places within ourselves or from our worst enemy. We want to hear the truth, and we want to see it and find it and tackle it. All right. So this honesty, it brings us to a lot of places. One thing it does is it shows us the nuance of this world that we're in. It shows us that when two guys are just talking about the weather, they're not just talking about the weather. They're having a conversation. And why are they having that conversation? To try to connect to each other. Why are they trying to connect to each other? Because they want and crave relationship, and they want to know that person. They know that person's good deep down, whether they express it now or not. That's what it's about. That's what this honesty, this truth is. It's more than just telling the truth. It's seeking it and searching it and seeing the deeper version of the truth. Now, I will get into this more later, but right now I want to say how Waterbury creates such an honesty. Obviously, we all know him. It all starts with Rebbe Kalish. You created this yeshiva with the embodying the ideals of this honesty and just constantly dedicating yourself towards this yeshiva with such an honesty that really forces you to look deep within yourself and just not ignore any part. Just say, if you have a feeling, even if you do something, you leave your shoelace untied in the morning, you're doing this for a reason. You have deeper feelings. Things don't just happen. Now, this then passes down to all the Rebbeim, where they're constantly just talking about honesty in the shir, every single shir. Whether you're in 10th grade just learning how to be you with Rebbe Zone, or you're in 12th grade just learning how to put your passion and put you towards whatever you want, whether it be Torah, whether it just be a job, whether it be art, doesn't matter. You're just learning how to put this truth that you found towards whatever your passion is. Now, this then goes even further. It goes down to the dorm counselors in the dorms. Where no matter where the dorm counselors are, they're constantly embodying the ideals of this yeshiva and this honesty. Whether it's in the base, in the dorm, out of the dorm, on campus, off campus, or just by a night activity, all it takes is one conversation with any dorm counselor, and I promise you want to emulate the honesty that they have. I have no doubt about it. Now, people say that there's a thing people like to say when they don't like Waterbury, and it's that Waterbury is a bubble. Right, it's a bubble. You go in, you have a good time, yeah, everybody's nice to you, then you leave and you come to the real world. And I agree, Waterbury is definitely a different world. But Waterbury is the real world. This honesty brings us to the real world. These other places, these other yeshivas, they don't have this honesty. Only Waterbury has this honesty and can bring this honesty out of you, which people find out when they're here for a few years, that it's very, very hard to lie in Waterbury, and it's especially hard to lie towards yourself. So, now my main point. How does this honesty really help us, and why does it make Waterbury special, besides for just being a different world? Now, as I said before, this honesty lets us look deep within ourselves. It lets us see the walls and fortresses that we've built to protect the most delicate part of our essence, which is also known as our neshama. And it lets us lay siege to those walls and just keep attacking and battering those walls and breaking them down. And it'll be tough some days, and it'll be, hard, but we still keep going, and we keep pushing through, and we keep breaking down the walls, and we keep opening ourselves up to these new experiences and all these things that we may have been traumatized from in the past by bad rebbeim, bad teachers, or bad anything. And we just conquer them and rise above them thanks to this honesty. Now, this honesty also is the reason why, if you come to Waterbury, you see every single time a person sees his friend, he's just going over to them and giving him a hug. It's not a coincidence that this honesty is bringing that out. This honesty helps you see in your friend. It helps you see the truth of your friend. It shows that since I know honestly that I'm going through something and I went through something, so then my friend must also be going through stuff, and I could see that he's doing great and he's getting better, and I just want to give him a hug, and I want what's best for him, and I don't want him to fail, and I want to keep pushing him forward. And this, almost creates just two people just leaning on each other and just helps each other along. It's like one of those like you tie two people's legs together, like one of their legs, and it's like a beanbag race. I don't know what you have, like in a sack, and you have to run across the finish line. I don't know what it's called, but you're pushing each other together. And if it weren't for the other guy giving you that hug, it wouldn't be able to move forward. And the only reason you can give that hug is because of this honesty and this truth. Now, this honesty also tells us, it tells us how to express, when to express, and why we should express. When you look deep within yourself, you're seeing that I have these feelings, and you're going to Mueller, and you're hearing that this is what happens when you do express. You're learning why. It's very nice that you could express, but why are you expressing? And you realize that you're doing it because I want to fit into this world, and I want to be better. I want to do better. I know I'm worth more. This honesty is also another thing people don't like about Waterbury is that they feel you have to hit rock bottom in order to grow in Waterbury. Everybody has to fail. They have to be at their worst point, and then they get better and they become stark and they're good. They go to Israel. Very nice. They're good people. They would have done that without Waterbury. Why do they need to hit rock bottom first? So, first of all, it's not rock bottom. That's a lie. When a person's laying in bed all day, they're growing. They're actually doing much better than if you were to be forcing them to get out of bed every single day and go to shoppers and have a full schedule. When they're laying in bed all day after they first come to Waterbury, right, which not everybody does, but some people do, and some parents get nervous that their kids do. And it's okay to be nervous. Obviously, you want your kids to do the best, and you want them to be great, and you know they could be great, and you know they want to be great. But that kid I know me personally, I'm learning how to express myself. It's not about, I really do want to go to shoppers, and I try to wake up at shoppers every day, but I didn't know what it was like to do that without somebody pushing me, and I need to find the want within myself. I don't need an external factor there. It needs to be coming from within me. It needs to be honest. It needs to be true. And this is what Waterbury helps teach you. When you come here and you're sitting in bed today, and then you realize, hey, I want to wake up for shoppers, and it's coming from within me. I don't want to wake up for shoppers because my mother's going to yell at me. I want to wake up for shoppers because I want to be by shoppers, and for no other reason than I want to be by shoppers. Well, obviously, there's deeper reasons behind why I want to be by shoppers, but within that, there's more reasons. Hey, this honesty is also another reason that whether this is a good speech, a bad speech, or in between, when I get off stage right now, I know I'm getting a million, I get claps, high fives, it's all nice and whatever. But there's more behind that. It's not just because, good speech, bad speech. It's more than just etiquette. You'll find in Waterbury, if people are clapping for etiquette, you could tell that it's not really a real clap. People are going to be clapping for me, I hope, because they know that this means a lot to me. Getting up here and speaking in front of everybody means a lot to me. There's a lot behind it, and I put work into it. See, this is more than just a clap because I said a good line. It's a clap because I'm being vulnerable, and everybody sees I'm being vulnerable, and they know they have to support me when I'm being vulnerable so that they could help me grow. And hopefully I'll be able to do the same for them. And then when they're being vulnerable, I can clap for them, and we help each other grow along that path. And now, why this makes Waterbury even more special, right? All these honesty that it gives you, is that it applies to each individual. Not everybody in Waterbury comes, and not always do they leave being a big bentayra, and they're learning all day, and they're just and they're davening all day, and they have real connection to davening. You learn with this honesty that you get it no matter what you do, whether you connect to davening, which some people do, and you connect to learning, which some people do, or you connect to making art, which some people do, you connect to skateboarding, which some people do, you connect to basketball, which some people do. Everybody learns how to put themselves towards whatever their passion is, no matter what you're doing, and they learn how to make it theirs and take it and acquire it for themselves from within themselves. And it's not just another guy who's doing real estate. It's a guy who's doing real estate from within himself, and he's expressing it. And really, it is a Ben Torah. I shouldn't have said that he's not a Ben Torah, because he is. He's telling the truth. He's being the truth. He's doing the truth. And that is what makes Waterbury so special. So thank you, Rebbe. Thank you all over there for doing it.
Thank you, Misholam. It's interesting. We're talking about how long people learn yeshiva. Is the guy figuring out 13th grade, 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th, what grade? The reason it doesn't matter in a secular school, so it matters that you finish this curriculum. That's what matters. The graduation is hardly your celebration. It's a celebration of a school finishing certain amounts they were supposed to teach. It has nothing to do with your journey. The right math was taught, the right social studies and science. The only thing that graduates is maybe the walls of the secular school. The next year a new group would come and the teacher will start from the beginning of math, science, Talmud, Chumash, or whatever else. In the yeshiva, your journey matters. You matter. Where are you up to? You're the start of the process. What are your thoughts? This is your graduation. In such a Torah environment where you matter, where your process, where you're up to, where you're moving, your journey matters, you can't count it in number of years. There have been people who've come. A man showed up a week ago with a wife and children and parked for the day. He should be at graduation. He in one day took in, he listened to shiurim, he took in the yeshiva. I should call up parents. It's your graduation. You have embodied the ideals of yeshiva. Years ago, there was a father whose son came in 10th grade and left after a couple of months. And the father, this is before there was shiurim chats and the like, the father arranged that the shiurim were taped, different rebbeim, right, with Snicky others. And the father said, I will make my home Waterbury. Waterbury means connection, relationship, passionate Yiddishkeit. I will create that my home. His son today is learning in the Mir Yeshiva. And he went to a home that was embodying the values that are here. This next bacher I want to call up came in the middle of the year, but we don't count years. He only started coming to shiurim very recently. I'm publicly asking him to come back, which I pray he will next year. But he's a graduate like the rest, important. He's in the football championship Friday, but only that's my mind that's thinking about that now. David Aaron, please come up. The next bacher, again, Rabbi Brownstein Shear guys. So immediately you know that every siyum he's setting up, clearing up. His takes, very intelligent. If anything happens in yeshiva, you want to know his take. It's always funny, always sharp, and always on point. Moshe Hecht, please come up. Another Talmud of Rabbi Wisnicki. There's much to say about this cool Ben Torah. Definitely one of the top 5 best dressed in the class, but specifically his relationship to his parents is awesome. Developing, and precious to watch his connection to his parents develop. He's one of the sophisticated, cool B'nai Torah of this shir. Netanel DeVor, please come up. Come on stage, let everybody see your suit. Dignity, intelligence, hasmada. This bacher, I'm thankful my son was zeicha to learn daily with this bacher, and he tapped in. We have guys learning in the Beis Medrash at very high levels. And this bacher tapped into that. His honesty, his dignity, he's a pride to the whole shir. He walks into the Beis Medrash quietly, spends the day in the Beis Medrash, and the whole place is elevated. Elio, Jacoby, please come up. If you look upstairs, there's a cool gym upstairs. 70 Bachrim work out there at this point at least an hour a day. 70 guys work out there. I have gone there to say a prayer because many people have become close to Hashem from that room. If you ever want to know, the Beis Medrash gets fuller and fuller. If you want a prediction, who's coming next? Who's going to be the next guy at Chachris, the next guy at Shir? Just go up there and see who's working out. The consistency, the want to increase, to get bigger and stronger, it's a sure sign of what will come. This next bacher is one of the strongest. He's a gibar, but the physical only mirrors what's inside. Very, very thought out. He's a Talmud of Rabbi Kaf. He's somebody I'm asking and begging. I hope we get him back another year, I want. We're trying to steal from Imre. That's all right. But this bacher, one of the real precious bachrim of this chabura, Michal Edelstone, please come up. In the yeshiva of Nice, to be known as kind is extreme. This bacher is one of the kindest guys in yeshiva. He's looked up to. He got a cool haircut, and now it's the in thing to do. One of the really special guys in yeshiva. We've watched his growth, the respect that the whole group, the whole chevra, you don't get pretend chairs here. We're not a very, people come, if you say something political, we will barely be polite. If your share is boring, we encourage guys not to walk out, but we're not the easiest to give the political proper chair. The respect that the whole yeshiva has for this guy is authentic. We stand impressed with his growth and steiging. Shmuel Salzburg, please come up. If I can ask, Shmuel's father is a childhood friend. If Rabbi Yechiel Salzburg could please come up with Shmuel. When you say a shir, and somebody, you could see who's listening, who's not, you get an interesting vantage point saying shiurim. This next bacher, when the way he listens, it's inspiring to watch him by a shir. He's smart, and he's absorbing Torah, absorbing Yiras Shamayim, to watch him with his friends, very, very deep friendships, loyal friendships, somebody who's absorbing Torah and Torah values. Giddy Wiesman, please come up. One of the great points of the yeshiva, the dorm counselors, the older mashpiyim. We've had legendary guys who are dialed into Yiddishkeit, and they afford relationships, connections they make with guys in yeshiva. The next bacher has many beautiful qualities, but I want to specifically call out, there's somebody who is involved, built this yeshiva, Avrami Gartenhouse, the precious Ben Torah, who just became a chas, just got married, he's coming for Shabbos Be'ez Hashem. There's Shmuel Weiss, who's so involved in so many guys. This next bacher made a beautiful relationship to Avrami Gartenhouse, to Shmuel Weiss. He's a loyal friend. His honesty with Rebbeim, with mentors, with friends, the honesty to work through life's challenges. Zevi Gutman, please come up. To watch this next bacher davening, coming in morning for prayers, watch this guy sitting in his tefillin and talking to Hashem is a life-changing experience. His music, he's known as a DJ, but the main music that I think he makes is watching him pray. His smile when he walks into the Beis Medrash lights up the whole place. His beautiful kesher to Rai Wisnicki is amazing. Shlomo Rosenthal, please come up. The next bacher, I'm going to call up the whole family. I'd like him to come up with his parents, minus the dog. I would like to invite the whole family. This is a bacher who is from the MVPs of the yeshiva. His steiging, his growth has galvanized the whole yeshiva. His parents, who are so part, they've been here for Shabbos. They've helped us and given us chizuk in so many ways. Ray Brownstein and myself feel lucky to call them friends. Our families feel close. I'd like to invite up the whole family to accompany Mo Mueller and family. Please come up. Rabbi Zona Rai Wisnicki, please come up as well. One of the enduring pictures of the year are the friendships that are made. And this bacher had a roommate for years now, and their friendship is inspiring. This bacher is brilliant, extremely talented. He's one of the best, if I'm saying the word right, lyricists in yeshiva. The lyrics, the words, the prose, the rhymes that he makes up are legendary. He's a class act. His relationship to the Rebbeim, he's appreciated, really one of the dignified, celebrated, appreciated members. He might be another guy you can dunk. I won't test him now, but I will ask him to please come up. BZ Hoffman. Rabbi Kaf. The next bacher, besides, again, I go to sports, that's just my problems, is a tremendous wide receiver, one of the greats in yeshiva and defensive backs. But much more importantly, to watch of late, He's coming on crazy strong in the Beis Medrash. Rabbi Kaf Shir had a Shabbos. At the end of Shabbos, I asked Rabbi Kaf, tell me about Shabbos. He said, he had a lot to say, but he said the first thing is I want to speak about this Bacher's growth, what he meant over Shabbos. He has come out on fire. We're excited that he's returning. The yeshiva's in good hands. Please come up. Chez Gel, please come up. The next Bacher is somebody who's from the heart and soul in the yeshiva. I'm going to ask him to come up and sing a song for you. He is one of the Bachrim in this year, talented, smart. To watch him by shiurim, he's thirsty. So a visitor came to the yeshiva and saw him paying attention to shiur. We once had a menahel of one of the strongest yeshivas in the country, once came to the yeshiva for a day. He said, I'm curious. And he said, I'm not used to big chops, open buttons, all different things. He expressed what he wasn't used to. But he said two things I see here that I'd never seen in my life. He said by prayer, the sincerity of guys davening I'd never experienced, the level of youngsters praying to Hashem, and the eyes on the Rebbe. I stare at this in the morning. The eyes on the Rebbe, this Bacher embodies sincere prayer, and somebody who sits by a shiur and soaks up the shiur. I'm going to ask him to come up and sing us a song, Ophir Roth.
But I can't think about it, cause all this pain inside my brain, I gotta face it proudly. And feelings I can change, cause I got demons lurking around me. I got a lot of problems, I don't even think about it. Like God is the one above, and we looking up. Like, can we get some love? Like, can we get some love? Like, can we get some love? I know I'm thankful, but I can't think about it, cause all this pain inside my brain, I gotta face it proudly. And feelings I can change, cause I got demons lurking around me. I got a lot of problems, I don't even think about it. Like God is the one above, and we looking up. Like, can we get some love? Like, can we get some love? Like, can we get some love? I said accomplishments, yeah, I need me a lot of them. Grinding to be on top of them, vibing, they try, no stopping them. So I'm like God, the one that's I'm above, the one I just look up to, and I need me some love, and I'm looking above, and he looking for trust, and I don't wanna fight no more, I said that it's enough, and I don't wanna fight no more, I said that it's enough, and I don't wanna fight no more, just show me some love. Like God is the one above, and we looking up. Like, can we get some love? Like, can we get some love? Like, can we get some love? Like God is the one above, and we looking up. Like, can we get some love? Like, Like, can we get some love? Like, can we get some, like, I just want some love. Hashem, man, I see you, but I really need a hug. And lately I've been feeling really stuck. I know you are controlling everything, you are above. And I know you are controlling everything, you are above. I just want love. Hashem, man, I see you, but I really need a hug. And lately I've been feeling really stuck. I know you are controlling everything, you are above. And I know you are controlling everything. Like God is the one above, and we looking up. Like, can we get some love? Like, can we get some love? Like, can we get some love?
We have seen in yeshiva so much siyata d'shmaya. What are the chances in a place of connection and relationship that we'll find somebody to take care of the medical needs of the yeshiva who's capable of matching all the love that exists here, the care, the respect. This next person I want to call up is somebody who gets the yeshiva. He's a man of faith. He's a man who respects every single person who comes in his contact. We are never happy when somebody gets sick, never. But I am happy when somebody meets this human being because they walk out feeling respected and appreciated. I would like to ask to please come up to just give a quick thought and hello to everybody here. I want to say also that I struggle sometimes to answer texts and emails in a proper way. He's an inspiration. He's the easiest to get through here, always responsibly speaking, talking, communicating to parents. We feel fortunate to have this wonderful person here. Please come up, Nurse Ralph, please come up.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, guys. When I was introduced, I wasn't sure who he was talking about. So I am Nurse Ralph. I want to start off by thank you. Thank you. I want to start off by saying to the parents, I apologize for all the emails that I always send to you, but I send them with love. I think you felt that. I hope you have. I just need to know as much as I can about your sons because I want to make sure that I take care of them and that they are safe. So thank you for understanding all the communications that I sent to you. I appreciate it. So very, very quickly, because there's a lot going on, and I want to get you guys shooting the hoops. But I have a background in emergency medicine that goes way back to 1978, and I'm telling you this for a reason. So I started in 1978 as a medic. I interned in New York City for Cabrini and St. Luke's. Later on worked at Norwalk Hospital. And then I worked at Waterbury Hospital for 7 years. After I left Waterbury, I was in Westerly, Rhode Island, directing the emergency department there for Yale. And it was right when COVID hit. And it was truly a miserable time to be an ER director and a nurse, but it was also satisfying. It was during that time of my career and life that I realized at the age of 67, it was time to do something different as I wound down my career. And so just out of the blue, I had my resume out in the ethos, and I was in my car with my grandson, PJ, and this is why I know that God brought me here. There is no doubt that I was brought here by God. The phone rang, and I saw a Waterbury number come up, and I thought it has to be a junk call. I was going to ignore it, but I picked it up. And it was Chaim Gershon. And Chaim had been a student at Waterbury Hospital when I was running the trauma program there. He was in one of my classes, and he was this little guy, with this very squeaky voice. And now this gentleman says, "Hey, Ralph, this is Chaim." I said, "Chaim who?" And he said, "I was in your class at Waterbury Hospital, and now I'm on the board of directors yeshiva, and we have your resume, and we're really interested in talking to you about being a nurse. So help me God. 2 days prior, I had thought it's time for me to move on, and my wife had found this job online, and I applied for it. So it was truly from heaven. I interviewed, I was brought here, and I can't tell you, well, I can tell you, every place I've ever worked, when you go in the door, and you guys will find this out when you start getting jobs, pursuing your careers, they'll always say to you, welcome to our family. And it always feels good to hear that, doesn't it? You'll say, oh, I'm a part of the family. I have never felt that in my career since the 70s until now. And I say that absolutely from my heart. There is love here. Can't you feel it? It's unbelievable love that I feel. And there is hugging. We didn't hug at Yale. There was none of that. And there is a dialogue that is real. And these gentlemen are the finest men I have ever encountered in my entire career. The finest. They are. Every time they come in, it's not only patient care, but we shoot the breeze, right, fellas? We talk. I have the couch ready for them. You know, we sit down, we have some Gatorade, we have some soda, we talk about things, talk about life. And I had a list of things to talk about, and don't worry. I had a list of things to talk about in terms of, how to move forward in life. They don't need it. These guys are ready to roll. They're ready for the world. They know what love is. They know what kindness is. They know what honesty is. I had one gentleman who's in that group right now. I said to him, what are you doing next year? He said, I'm going to go to Israel, and I'm going to work on myself. And I said, that's it. That's it. So to the parents and to the administration and to the students, you guys don't owe me any thanks. I want to say, this is why I wanted to come up to the podium. I want to say thank you for this incredible career. I've had several people say to me, are you bored? Oh no, look at them. No, they're not boring, but it's a great excitement. And they said to me, are you going to come back next year? This is the last career, the last job I ever want to have. I am here to stay as long as you will have me. So I will close with this. I love you guys, and you don't know this happens, but every time you leave, when I care for you, if you ever saw it, I've got a little a bell that I ring. So when you leave, I ring the bell and I say a prayer for you, and that you'll come back better than when I found you, and that the care that I render will be the best care possible. I hope I've given that to you. You've given me friendship and love and support. So have all the parents. I thank you. God bless you. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
I want to tell you a story about Nurse Ralph that's accurate. The man is a man of faith and care. He fits this yeshiva. There is no bluff. He's an honest person. A bacher, allow me to tell you, a guy in yeshiva was having a panic attack. And if you ever see somebody in a panic attack, it's scary. And the bacher was scared. I was freaking out. I'm not a medical guy. I don't know. Somebody was in a very, very difficult situation. And I was trying to comfort the bacher as much as I can. And Nurse Ralph, humility, just giving encouragement, telling somebody it's going to be all right. In middle of this situation, which could be chaotic, Nurse Ralph says to him that God loves us, He cares. I'm not quoting exact, but he tells him that Hashem, God, is there with us, and you're loved and cared for. The bacher's in the middle of a panic attack says, you don't believe in Hashem. And Nurse Ralph said, who's Hashem? I say, that's God. He said, I believe in God. The bacher said, the same God? He said, the only God. And I want to say that he's a person who's honest, who's sincere. The schus that we have, the merit that we have, it's a miracle that we got such a person. A guy goes there often. There are things, there have been situations, worries. He's there and cares. The communication to parents, we all have to take a page. To us as well on the staff, always communicating. I'm going, I'm coming. The off days, everything is so clear. We hope to be taught his professionalism. We want to learn and study. But really, on behalf of everybody here, the appreciation to somebody who's on campus, front lines here for your warmth, your sincerity, your faith. We thank you and appreciate you here a lot. Thank you. If anybody on the next bacher, if you find what he's not great at, please tell me. There's nothing this guy is not incredible at. Shortstop, the best. Quarterback, not normal. The base medress, chess, you name it, he's good at it. A brilliant bacher. His connection to Avrami Garden House is incredible. A very, very important member of this 12th grade cheer, Yaakov Dill, please come up. The next bacher, a Talmud of Rabbi Wisnicki, somebody who's growing like crazy, a superb athlete. He tied for the league lead in home runs, but again, I'm going to sports. Much more importantly, very, very close to Rabbi Wisnicki. We've seen over the last few months, tremendous steiging. We're in good hands next year. He is returning this senior, but Yehuda Klein, please come up. This guy, before he got a haircut, he had very, very, very tall blonde hair. My kids come back, Ben Azmanim, and they know that he's like the favorite. And they know that kid, you love him. I always talk about him at home. His honesty, sincerity, his growth is off the charts. So my kids came back, but he had a haircut. He no longer had that magnificent head of hair. He got a haircut. He didn't ask permission, but that's what he did. And my kids said, where is that kid you love with the blonde hair? And I showed him with his new haircut, but the love remains the same and stronger. One of the real heroes of the yeshiva, Morty Perlin, please come up. Right now, this is a gym, a basketball gym, but believe it or not, this turns into a gorgeous volleyball court. The floor was made. Yoel Tepler, Ray Brownstein arranged a professional volleyball court, comes out for a tournament. This guy is the greatest volleyball player in the yeshiva, probably ever. It's debated between him, Shlomo Guri, Hillel Storch, but one of the greats. But again, I run to sports. Much more importantly is how sweet. He's respected as one of the nicest guys in yeshiva. He is sweet. He's a serious Ben Torah. I begged for him to come. Me and my son Hudi tag team to get him here, and we are thankful he came. He has been a tremendously successful career in the yeshiva, a true Ben Torah. Please come up, Eli Manila. This next bacher, one of the stars of the shir, somebody who's composed music, who's made a siyum on a Mesivta, his first Mesivta, somebody whose parents have supported him tremendously. Before he comes up, I'm going to ask, Aryeh Barnett composed the song, specifically the mothers of the yeshiva who are so there for their sons, I want to, before introducing this next graduate, I'd like to ask Ari Barnett to come forward to play a song that he composed special for this occasion, and then I will introduce his chavrusa and ask his chavrusa to come up with his parents. Without further ado, Ari Barnett.
One, two. Thank you, Ashi. I know you worry, and I know it's hard to sleep at night sometimes, 'cause people are talking all around you, waiting for me to give up the fight. And I know you're sitting there by the window, just waiting for me to come home. But in your eyes there's hope for a better day to come. You will see, one day I'll be living out all the dreams that you dreamed for me, and nothing will bring me down. You will see, one day I'll be standing strong on my own 2 feet, and you'll be proud of me. One day you'll see. So dry your eyes, and I know it won't come as a surprise to you, but one day the world will see it too. Just hold on till I make it through. You will see, one day I'll be living out all the dreams that you dreamed for me, and nothing will bring me down. You will see, one day I'll be standing strong on my own 2 feet, and you'll be proud of me. One day you'll see, don't count me out, 'cause I'll get there, and I'll figure out what this life's about. I just need some time. You will see, one day I'll be living out all the dreams that you dreamed for me, and nothing will bring me down. You will see, one day I'll be standing strong on my own 2 feet, and you'll be proud of me. All your hopes and dreams, one day you'll see.
One of the mainstays of the Beis Medrash, a masmid, somebody who finished Masechtas Gittin, Aryeh Barnett's Chavrusa. Please come up, Yehuda Lehrfeld. Please come up with your parents. The energy that this next bacher brings on the daily, and he came in already energetic, but the focus of the energy, he's steiging in the Beis Medrash by Tfilas, by Shiurim, a Talmud of Rabbi Brownstein Shlita, so of course, he's always helping with Siyumim and every other aspect, setting up, I believe, in this gym, but just really a heart and soul, an energy, the kayach behind our Chabura, one of the real strengths of our Chabura. Shalom Koko, please come up. One of the mainstays of the Beis Medrash. One of the mainstays of the Beis Medrash, a true Ben Torah, sitting and learning Seder after Seder, at the Minyanim always there, at Shir, one of Rabbi Glazer's star Talmidim in the middle of the Beis Medrash. There's a chevra learning at the highest levels, seriously. They're sitting in the Beis Medrash arguing over a Ritva, a Rashba. This bacher is a Ben Torah. Also one of the beautiful voices. I think if everybody starts Eilecha, they may surprise us and sing the high part. Please come up, Meir Richter. I want to ask the guys to start Eilecha. I'm going to ask Aryeh, and let's see if Meir does the high part. Right was. A-B. Hashem Echoneni Hashem
Shema Hashem Echoneni Hashem Shema Hashem
Hashem
Hashem. The next guy, talented, great athlete, but he has an unusual trait. We're very competitive. To walk in here during leagues, it's very quiet. That's not what's happening during leagues. And it's intense. You can cut the air with a knife during a league game. This guy is unique. He wants somebody else to win many a time. A great athlete, but he cares that his friends win. He's always there to celebrate the next guy's success. His connection to Yoel Tepler, one of the most important figures in Yeshiva, is legendary. He's a Ben Torah, somebody we're extremely proud of. Please come up, Ben Wolf, please come up. Yoel Tepler, please come up with Ben. I'm going to ask the next Ben Torah, I'm going to ask him to, I don't know in his suit if he can dunk, but everybody's been waiting for a while. You deserve to see a slam dunk. If we can get a basketball into this guy's hands. But that's not what's amazing about him. We will show you a dunk. Again, I don't know what his sneaker situation is. Could we get a hold of a basketball? When Ashi's around, everything's possible and most things are probable. So if we can get a hold of a basketball, what I want to say, the next bacher, when somebody steigs, things come out, all different incredible things come out. His brilliance we knew about, the warmth that he exudes, it's so cool when a guy is known as a great athlete, but if you're a good athlete and others don't gain from it, what's it worth? But this is somebody who encourages the next guy, who's warm, whose steiging is celebrated by the whole yeshiva, a Talmud of Rabbi Russ. So without further ado, I'd like to, before Yisrael Winter comes up, ask him to dunk one and then come up to the podium. Yisrael Winter. Please make room under the hoop. And if David Rosenthal and Nurse Ralph could be on the ready. Maybe we should, would it be better here? Oh, he do it there? So here, the right side's without the paper. Yisrael, here's without the paper maybe? Also, you're the younger fans all want to see you dunk there. Maybe you should do it on each side. Jojo here. This is in dress shoes. Do not try this at home. Let's go, let's go. Here you go. You want to do that one? Let's go, do that one. Let's go. Yisrael here. Please be careful, dress shoes. Yeah. I asked Yisrael to please come up. I want to ask him formally. This is not so fair. We called Rai Farkas without preparation. Yisrael's mind is racing. What in the world is Kalish going to ask me now? So it's very, very simple. He is one of the leaders in yeshiva, in the Beis Medrash and outside of the Beis Medrash. And I want to ask him a simple question. He has not till recently decided what he's doing next year. So I want to publicly ask Yisrael what his plans are for next year. Yisrael Winter, what are your plans for next year?
I'm going to take my talents, Durham, Connecticut.
I don't have any champagne bottles or one of those things that other guys have, but please crack them open. Yeah, give him the ball to keep, and come a different time, you'll see him dunk. This next graduate, one of the hearts and soul of the yeshiva, if you've heard his music, you know what I'm talking about, but really one of the mature, dignified guys in yeshiva. He's somebody who's epitomized as a good brother. To watch him behave with his brother in yeshiva is a treat. Momo Ringo, please come up. I would like to welcome somebody who's responsible. Somebody who's responsible for a lot of the success of the yeshiva, the backbone, somebody who works diligently to make sure things go okay in yeshiva. I want to welcome and thank Rabbi Elephant for all he means to the yeshiva. In past years, we used to give out valedictorian. We decided we stopped that stuff. How can you choose? Each guy's amazing. So this next bacher was robbed of the award that he truly deserves. And he's one of the mainstays of the Beis Medrash. He's there. His Seder with Morty Samwitz is something, that relationship is a dream, to watch them learn Torah together. Somebody who pounds hours a day in the Beis Medrash, a loyal and great friend, Yosef Pagro, please come up. One of the new things we've done this year, one of the new things we've done in Yeshiva this year is something called the Leil Shishi. Thursday night, us Hasidim, we're excited for Shabbos, and we make it ready late at night. It starts roughly 11:30-ish, which means sometimes before 12:30. We have a Leil Shishi, and we sing songs and study the Parsha together. It's magical. It was done a lot of the year. This bacher, besides being one of the mainstays in the Beis Medrash, his warmth and love of Yiddishkeit, he's a Talmud of Rabbi Farkas, and he is, if I had to give him a nickname, I would call him Leil Shishi. His love of Shabbos, his warmth to Yiddishkeit is incredible. Akiva Fry, please come up. I'm going to ask the Chevra to please come up to the podium, the entire class. We want to do Reb Nachman of Barditchev's Niggin before we continue on. Lekavod Akiva, if the guys can please come forward. Close to the stage, come. Rev Levi Yitzchak of Barditchev, that is. Next Bacher, to watch him daven for the Amud. He's a Rai Brownstein Talmud. His talent is spectacular. A photographer, a keep guy in yeshiva, but I specifically love watching this person daven for the Amud. When he gets up there, the sincerity that oozes, the minyan is a better place when he davens for the Amud. His kindness lifts up the yeshiva. His sincerity inspires the yeshiva. David Spivak, please come up. This next Bacher, his journey of steiging has been remarkable. They're roommates for 3.5 years, 4 outstanding B'nai Torah, each one growing and steiging for themselves and assisting the next one. One of the talented guys, a great lyricist, but one of the real heroes of this grade, Avi Burger, please come up. If Avi's parents can please come up. I would like to read this poem that Avi's mother, who has helped so many of us on the journey with our own children, I would like to read a poem that Avi's mother wrote about Avi. In a town in Connecticut, small and unassuming, a journey began, a story was blooming. My son Avi, my treasure, in the dorms and brace you grew. From each challenge you faced, you blossomed anew. Though through relationships and connections, you found your way, guided by your rebellion every hour, every day. The echoes of music and laughter, the strong friendships built, In this yeshiva without walls, your heart was filled. As a Waterbury mom, I truly shared your joy. Watching my son soar, now a man, no longer a boy. Your personality, kindness, intelligence, it's amazing to see. Becoming a beacon for our whole family. As this moment arrives, your 12th grade graduation, such a joyful moment, reached with hard work and determination. You're a real worked-on person. Your beautiful midas, your true wealth. I am so proud of you, but more importantly, I know you're proud of yourself. And as you cross this milestone so grand, I ponder my role, my purpose in hand. A Waterbury mom, my identity true. But what lies ahead? Am I graduating too? Yet in the midst of my somewhat anxious reflection, I find comfort and clarity in a profound connection. And I realize that the Waterbury bond doesn't fade. It promises a link that continues past 12th or 13th grade. The Waterbury lessons will not be erased, regardless of the time or distance or space. A journey profoundly impacted this growth to Waterbury we owe. We are now truly the children Avram dreamed of so long ago. Thank you, Mrs. Burger. There's much to say about this next bacher, and he probably can dunk as well, but we're moving past that. We don't have sneakers here. I want to say about this next bacher, amongst all the attributes, we've had many a great conversation. He's somebody who's steiging like crazy. What impresses me both is what type of brother he is. To watch him with his younger brother Gershi, it's awesome. To see them together is one of the beautiful sights and scenes of the yeshiva. He is one of the cool, growing members of this chabura, and specifically an unreal brother for his warmth, for his coolness, for all his talents. What stands out most to me is he gives it to his brother, Avrami Shapiro. Please come up. Picture with all the brothers, The next bacher, Rabbi Rassi Shir, in the front of the Beis Medrash, is the way Torah is transmitted with love, with care. This is a mainstay of Rabbi Rassi Shir. I could speak about his baseball abilities. He tied for the lead in home runs, but again, that's me just being me. I didn't like in the championship game, the pitcher was smart and walked him. I wanted to see him knock it over, but he was walked, I think twice. But his steiging and growth, that is definitely not going, you can't skip that. To watch him learn with Rabbi Russ, to witness Rebbe Talmud, the love, the sincerity. He's become one of the mainstays of the Beis Medrash. Please come up, Ozzy Sabo, please come up. If you find what this next bacher is not like the best at, please find it. My son Hudi and I are looking the whole year. The next bacher is talented in every way possible. Athletically brilliant, in the Beis Medrash and out, truly gifted. But most important is the pnimius, the inner, that's so powerful and so impressive. He has the respect of the entire yeshiva. Please come up, See Eisner, please come up. Rabbi Silverman, please come up. This next Bacher, who Baruch Hashem is coming back and will be one of the leaders of the yeshiva, there's much to say about him, but to watch him with his brothers, they're always laughing and having a good time. And his relationship to his brothers is outstanding. The growth in all areas, he always was cool, always a great athlete, always respected, close to Rebbeim, but we've seen a tremendous growth in positivity. It has changed the yeshiva. His positive outlook on life, he's respected and looked up to by the whole shiur, and his positivity, this newfound positivity, has become a tremendous gain for the whole yeshiva. So I'd like to call up David Gottesman. Please come up. There's a lot to say about this next graduate, but I want to specifically, he's a Talmud of Rabbi Russ. When you hear Rabbi Russ, you know they're connectors. There's a friendship this next graduate has, the friendship he has with Shragi Pineth and Eli Manila. My visual of a successful year is this Yedidus. The world of Torah is a world of connection in Olam HaYedidus. This next graduate represents connection, beautiful, deep, positive. His relationship to Rai Russ is outstanding. I am Zeichet to have a close kesher. His friendship with Shragi Pineth and Eli Manila is awesome. A friend of us all, a connector, a beautiful person. Sruli Libovitz, please come up. Again, I shouldn't be talking about sports, but it seems to be a theme. In this room, Zevi Ginniger has come and he gives a jiu-jitsu class. And it's very cool to watch, it's intense, and the guys work out. This is one of the stars in that class. But thankfully, this Ben Torah, whose father is a childhood friend of mine, this Ben Torah, it's true he practices jiu-jitsu, it's true he's very strong, but much more importantly, he's disciplined, he's smart, he shows up in the Beis Medrash consistently, is somebody we appreciate and love in the yeshiva. Please come up. I'm going to ask Reb Dov and Michal Kunstler to please come up. Michal Kunstler. In the world at large, Houston won a big one. Houston had a pickup of Reb Geisler, a great mechanic, is moving to Houston. But in our world, Houston was already huge. This important guy in the yeshiva, one of the most respected guys in the class, his friendships are deep. The friendship group that he has is powerful, is very celebrated in the yeshiva. His father has joined, has come in many a time to be with him in yeshiva. His parents have come for Shabbos. So I want to call up from Houston, Texas, Ari Garfield. Please come up. I find it cool, besides being smart, he could actually lift. What's that called? What's that called, the lift that you do? Dead weight? What's the benching? The guy works out for about 6 weeks now, and I saw him lift 250 pounds today. But he's doing a lot of heavy lifting in Ruchnias as well. The next Bacher's name is Yonatan. And in the Torah, the name Yonatan is synonymous with friendship. Yonatan and David HaMelech are the example of friendship. Hashem yiyeh beini veincha. The relationship that this next bacher has with Avi Block is otherworldly. He's somebody who steigt a ton in yeshiva. He's close to Rabbi Wisnicki and many, many other rebbeim in the yeshiva. He is respected by the entire yeshiva. Of course, a good athlete, but I go there again. But somebody who's kind, somebody who has a tremendous willingness with great courage to overcome and to work through life's challenges. Yonatan Petlak, please come up with your brother. If Avi Block can please come up with Yonatan. This next Ben Torah, his energy that he brings to yeshiva is powerful. He's in the Beis Medrash constantly, and the beautiful, positive, powerful energy this Ben Torah brings to everything, Shiurim, Kumzitz, Suda Shabbos. His energy is beautiful, it's uplifting. I would call him one of the engines of the entire grade. There are 87 graduates. His energy affects us all. I'm thankful and proud to say he'll be back next year. Avram Fisher, please come up. On the football field, this guy is a stud. One of the best receivers in yeshiva. In the gym upstairs, he lifts like incredible amounts, but that's nothing compared to the steiging we've seen. He's come out. We've seen a person who's connecting in beautiful ways. We have a tremendous pride. The whole grade stands impressed with your accomplishments and your steiging. Eli Sternshine, please come up. There's a lot of different groups in the yeshiva. This guy, this next graduate, his friendships are deep. He is one of the most respected guys in the yeshiva. The haircuts he gives, forget about it. He gives gorgeous haircuts. But I wonder if people go there equally for his talented haircuts as the friendship that he gives so beautifully. To watch him at Shiurim, to watch him at Musarvad, there are very few guys there with the want and desire to absorb the ideals of yeshiva. He's a mainstay of Rabbi Shapiro Shir, a respected and appreciated bacher. Please come up. Shui Leifer, please come up. Shui. One of the leaders of the yeshiva, somebody who is one of the best listeners in the yeshiva, a loyal friend, a great listener, a talented athlete. I go there again. But really one of the important members of our whole chabura, of the whole yeshiva. The scenes in this room of this bacher working with Max Russ. Max Russ has become quite an accomplished basketball player, but his rebbe in basketball is this graduate. We are going to miss him like crazy. Imre is very, very lucky for this pickup. I'm going to ask him to officially tell us what yeshiva he's going to. Please come up, Avi Winer. If Yoel Tepler can come up as well.
Avi Winer. Avi
Avi, if you'll announce to the Chevra, where will you be attending in the fall? What yeshiva will you be in?
I'll be taking my talent, like Winter said, to Imre Bina.
The next Bacher, right? Shapiro Shir are some of the smartest guys in the yeshiva. Sophisticated and deep conversations. This next Bacher has beautiful opinions, but we've watched him over the last few months explode in the Beis Medrash. He's at all the shiurim absorbing. I'm proud to say he'll probably be going to Eretz Yisrael next year. The nachas we have, right, Shapiro and the whole yeshiva has from him is incredible. Please come up. Josh Ribstein, please come up. There's a word I've learned from the guys. It's called your vibe. We all have a vibe. We give off something. This next Bacher probably has the best vibe in yeshiva. To be around him is to feel accepted, comfortable, cool. He's already the third brother to come to the yeshiva. Each one unique, each one cool, each one successful. And his success, we are extremely proud of him. We will miss him like crazy. He's awesome to be around. Please come up, Mattes Weinstein. My son Manny Kalish has a very good eye. He's in Eretz Yisrael sitting and learning, and he loves the yeshiva. He grew up here. He comes back, he's been back for Sukkot for Pesach, and he instantly fell in love with this guy. He always says, he asks me when I speak to Eretz Yisrael, how's this Bacher doing? This Bacher is the epitome of honest, smart. He'll always tell you the way it is. And when he comes in, he explains things. He's always on point. His observations are powerful. The energy he brings to the Beis Medrash is an energy of honesty and passion. He's somebody who the whole Shia appreciates. If I could please call up Yassel Yuden. The next Bacher, the dorms don't lie. And when a guy is coming to yeshiva and struggling, there's tremendous honesty. Some people may see a Bacher lying in bed and ask, what does that Bacher know? There's an honesty that you find deep in the recesses of the dorm. And slowly people come out, come part, and develop and decide and become the B'nai Torah we have here. I want to say about this next Bacher, he has a huge soul. He has a soul that is intimidatingly big. His heart and soul are incredible, but he's respected. I saw a Bacher in the yeshiva, two guys on a Friday night were inebriated. It's not something I approve of or appreciate, but two guys were drunk. And I was talking to them, trying to settle things down. When this Bacher walked into the room, they both had massive respect for him. And I would say deep down in the dorm, one of the most respected figures in yeshiva. I'm asking him publicly to come back to yeshiva. We're not ready for him to part. So I'm doing a little awkward. It is a smaller crowd now. And I'm asking him to come back. But I would like to call up Noam Paisan, please come up. The next bacher is somebody who's steigt tremendously. The midas on the court. He's very, very competitive. The amazing growth that he's a great quarterback, a great basketball player. But the midas, we're watching him in the Beis Medrash. The way he's by every shiur now. Musar in the afternoon, he's a given. He's just really one of the respected guys in the yeshiva who has steigt tremendously. Please come up. Levi Allswang. Lavi, please come up. The next bacher, one of my scenes of the year, is watching this next bacher's relationship to Binny Stein. Now, if somebody's close to Binny, Binny is deep, Binny is real. This next bacher is brilliant. This next bacher is somebody who is, again, massively successful in here in the gym, but to watch him learn with Yoel Tepler daily is a treat. He's somebody whose success, specifically of late, is energizing us all. We're watching him come into his own. We are in great hands. Next year, he will lead the yeshiva, one of the leaders already, and we're thankful he's returning. I'm going to ask him publicly what he's doing next year. Please come to the podium. Moshe Winer. Moshe, if I could ask you a quick question, come forward. Moshe Winer, what are your plans come September?
Staying.
Bless your soul. I have just learned a new term. The guys have taught me. I'm a little embarrassed. I ask in the future Nurse Ralph to teach me more. I have just learned about bulking and cutting. And it's a new term, and this bacher is bulking like nobody's business. Certainly it's true in the gym. He is getting large and big. I'm going to ask him to do a flip for everybody in the front of the room, but much more importantly is he's bulking in the Beis Medrash. His attendance around the davenings, the learning, has just grown and grown and grown. We have tremendous nachas watching this bacher steig. He's a loyal friend, a deep friend, an artist. Akiva Adler, please come up. Nurse Ralph, please be on standby. This next bacher came to yeshiva and he found Rabbi Zon's shiur. He's a bacher again, grades get confusing. He's graduating, but he went to Rabbi Zon's shiur. I pray that we'll get him back. His smile lights up the Beis Medrash. He is consistently there learning more and more Torah. And his smile makes the Beis Medrash a more positive and pleasant place to be. A Rabbi Zon Talmud. Please come up. Nati Kamen, please come up. This next bacher, one of the coolest guys in yeshiva, and we've watched him all year. Again, my mind goes there. One of the great shooting guards in yeshiva. There's no room to show off his three-point shot, but his connection to the coach. We were Zeich, and he's come to the graduation. We were Zeich to have a coach who came here and made an impact. His relationship to the coach was incredible, but more importantly, to watch his friendship with Yisrael Winter is one of the great pictures of friendship I have of the year. His just growth, his willingness to grow. He's a Makabel, close connection to Rabbeim, to Rabbi Russ, somebody who's Makabel Toichacho, accepts Musar, and has grown worlds. I do have a question for him, but I would like to call up Shlomo Eddie Edelstone. Please come up for your question. Shlomo Edelstone has not yet committed to his September plans, and in front of his friends, in front of the coach, I would like Shlomo to express what are your plans come September.
13th grade.
Bless your soul. The next Bacher as well has a close connection to Benny Stein. That says it all. He's intelligent, hardworking, very, very thought out. I'm doubly thankful because I'm zeicher to be close to him, and I'm zeicher that my son Hudi is best friends with this Bacher. A close Talmud to Rai Silverman, one of the really hardworking and impressive guys. Thankfully, he'll be back. Please come up. Shui Sonnenberg, please come up. The next Bacher, who has steiged tremendously in yeshiva, but I want to say a specific thing about this next Bacher. This next Bacher had a Rebbe in his previous yeshiva, a wonderful Rebbe whose name is Rabbi Cutler. And I love part of the job and the tasks of all our lives is to grow, but it's not to forget and leave back our past. We have a pride in our past, and we want to bring the past going forward, the accomplishments and successes. I have tremendous nachas watching. His Rebbe came to the yeshiva for a week, and to watch his relationship to his Rebbe from his previous yeshiva that has endured his Rebbeim here. He has a beautiful kesher. He is extremely intelligent. Again, a good baseball player, but I'm not supposed to speak about that now. Please come up. Yaakov Koster, please come up. One of the very intelligent guys in yeshiva. This friendship group are from the smartest guys in yeshiva. He learned for a long time with Akiva Balsam. He's a mainstay in the Beis Medrash, always challenging questions, challenging thoughts. We've watched him connect to Yiddishkeit in an awesome, beautiful way. One of the real strong heroes of this grade. Please come up, David Moskowitz. Please come up. He has composed beautiful music as well. Continuing on, the next Bacher, and I'm going to ask him to come up and do a flip as well, but he's a lot more than flips. He is somebody who's one of the most loyal friends I have ever seen. His deep connections, I feel fortunate. Anybody watches him with his friends, you say to yourself, I want to get in that friend group. And his friendship with Shui and Akiva, Ari, the friendships are incredible, and I dare say he is one of the probably the most important factor in that friend group. He's crazy loyal, very talented, and quite buffed. Please come up, Simcha Schwartz. Bless your soul. One of the most talented guys in the shiur, again, a superb athlete, a beautiful, beautiful voice, but better than both, an incredible heart. One of the respected guys in the shiur, somebody whose talents have been displayed in this gym, in the Beis Medrash. He is warm, a Talmud of Rabbi Russ, it says it all, a deep connector. 80 Plotzker, please come up. Top 5 dresser as well, to boot. I have a great affinity to the city of Cleveland. My wife is from Cleveland, and I appreciate that city. This next talented bacher is brilliant, very, very close to Aryeh Barnett. His drumming skills are otherworldly. We're in amazing hands that I do believe. I beg him to come back next year. I unashamedly ask him to come back. One of the bright, intelligent, and talented guys in the yeshiva. Please come up. Azriel Kaufman, please come up. This next bacher has come to us from out of the country, from Belgium. And he's always around the Beis Medrash. His connection to the dorm counselors is incredible. I'm thankful and happy to say you'll be back in yeshiva next year. But he is loved, he's appreciated. He's somebody who's a mainstay consistently in the Beis Medrash, consistently at every event that exists in the yeshiva. Please come up, Avi Dominic. I'm going to ask Effie just to wish a bracha, congratulations to his fellow graduates. Effie, the mic is yours.
I just want to say it was a great year. Everybody who made it happen, thank you for everyone. Good luck.
The next bacher, a Talmud of Rabbi Russ, one of the most responsible guys in yeshiva. We have saved the last about 8. We knew it would be late at night, and the respect that the whole class has for this bacher is immense. His steiging has energized the yeshiva. To watch him in the front learning Torah together with Rabbi Russ is an absolute treat. He's responsible, he's an incredible friend and an incredible person. Please come up. Yossi Prizarovich, please come up. This next bacher is one of the most creative people I've ever met in my life. It's late at night, I don't advise this, but come once by day and you'll see the forest has been built up. There's like a world in the forest. He built the forest. God planted the trees and made it grow, and he has built the forest. One of the most creative and talented guys in yeshiva. I thank Hashem we'll be back for another year, but I'd like to call up Gil Lebetansky. Please come up. The next Bacher, the word sophisticated. He's a pianist, an incredible musician, a deep person. His relationship to his parents is dreamlike. He's somebody we've watched over the year connect deeper and deeper and more to Torah and Yiddishkeit. Respected by the whole Chabura, a friend of Aryeh Barnett and us all. Please come up. Yaakov Ellen, please come up. The next Bacher has composed a gorgeous song that energized the yeshiva. He didn't just make us see him this year, he assisted somebody else. He helped somebody else finish a Mesivta, as well as finishing his own Mesivta. He is one of the kindest guys in yeshiva, successful, kind, smart. Please come up. Avraham Rothman, please come up. The next Bacher has a chant all to himself. He is somebody for the last 2 years who has run the yeshiva. His parents as well have been such an important part of the yeshiva. It is difficult for us that he's leaving next year. He's one of the great friends. He is known as, well, I'll let the guys chant and you'll know what he's known as. Please come up, Shragi Paneth. Please come up. MVP, MVP. I'm going to ask Shragi to give a bracha, but not just to the graduates, to everybody here. He is articulate, he is smart, he is sweet. I'm going to ask Avi to give a quick bracha to everybody here.
I first of all want to say thank you to Rabbi Kalish, Rabbi Brownstein, and everybody else for making this happen. I want to say thank you to Rabbi Russ, Rabbi Snicky, and obviously my family that's here now. If I can give a bracha to the graduates and to the crowd, I guess. I want to say just keep being present in every day and making every day count and putting it in and working hard, and people's goals will come true. Yeah.
That we saved the last 4 names. We saved names that would have an energy to them. It is late. So there are 4 names that have a deep energy. This first name, every Friday night, by Licha Doidi, the singing is gorgeous. My picture is this Bacher sitting by the bima, singing, causing songs to be sung. His growth, his maturation this year has been incredible. He's one of the great stars. His energy, a deeply emotional and smart person whose energy carries the day, one of the respected, really precious members of the 12th grade class. Please come up, Sruli Reich. This next name is somebody who's musical, of course. He plays the ukulele. But the energy he brings, the positivity, the honesty, Meshulam Charach spoke about an honest yeshiva. He is one of the most honest guys in an honest yeshiva. He is somebody who is respected by all his peers, is somebody who makes any room, any conversation more sophisticated. He's a joy to be around. Please come up. Zach Percal, please come up. This was by design, the final two names. The final two names are two people who the whole class looks up to. They've changed the yeshiva forever, both of these names. I want a movie written, this Bacher watching his journey together with his parents. Amazing relationship to his parents, to watch the journey of his whole room. Just really, really energizing to see what he's done this year. His shining, I've asked already. Today he was introduced, the last two names. These are the first two guys, Motzei Shabbos. The seniors will speak. These are the first two people are going to have the opportunity. They don't have to speak. Nobody does, but the first two people who are going to be invited to speak are the last two names that I want to celebrate. This Bacher Steiging is incredible to see. He's bright. He's a mevakesh. He's worked out. He's organized. Please come up, David Meyer Klenman. Please come up. Okay, I want to say it straight. This is the last name. This guy, to me, unquestionably, the nicest person we ever had in yeshiva. To me, it's unquestionable. My picture of the year is we went on a ski trip. This guy was sitting on the mountain giving chizuk to every skier who passed him by. People are like, who is this guy? Is he the Messiah? What's his deal? Chizuk, encouragement, kindness. He's brilliant. His relationship to his brother is something that's incredible to see. He's humble, he's smart, he's kind. And I'm asked, Motzei Shabbos, the first person who will get the mic, is this Bacher, because we all want to hear his message to the yeshiva. If he can please come up. Moshe Glazer, please come up.
Yeah, he's him.
I thank everybody for your patience. I thank everybody for your participation. Everybody should have safe trips. I mean the journey home, and I mean all our continued journeys, wherever we may go. Have a wonderful night.
Happy